7 And the Lord said to Moses, Get down. For your people whom you brought out of the land of Egypt have corrupted themselves. 8 They have turned aside quickly out of the way which I commanded them. They have made themselves a molded calf, worshipped it and sacrificed to it, and said, This is your God, O Israel, that brought you out of the land of Egypt. $5,000. Cash payment to anyone who can prove that what lying son of a devil Farracon is preaching is consistent with the lessons, supreme wisdom, of Master Fard Muhammad Elijah Muhammad's representation of his teacher Master Fard's teachings.
Okay, brother and sister, they're blocking my sound. Blocking my sound. Nothing I can do about it. Blocking my sound. Okay, it appears my sound's come back, so something's going on, brother and sister. So I'm gonna continue. They're frustrating this message, but it's not going to work. It's not going to achieve the result they want. Let me verify my sound's still working. Okay, again, brothers and sisters. Suleiman Rahim here, Messenger of the Covenant, Breaker 7 Seals. I'm going to do a critique of the shit show they put on today, clown show. Because if you go back and look at my previous post past week, they were just reacting to it. At every point, they're still trying to clean up the fact that Farracon
tidy your space by decluttering surfaces, vacuuming full.
Clean up the fact that Farracon said you can't. God is not a man. He's not flesh. Now he is fleshy, the originator. They're trying to make sense of it. They can't make sense of it. No sense can be made of it. So he's trying to clean it up. They have broadcasts all week with Wesley trying to say, trying to say, well, yeah, it's not flesh, but it's flesh, and God, and because they're trying to clear up their mess. Because see, before they was getting away with it, because there was no opposition. At least they thought there was no opposition. But they're in trouble now. And then they got this clown saying, "Oh, the people are breaking the doors down trying to hear Farracon's message." That's a goddamn lie. Did you know if you watched it, their shit show today, right? They couldn't even fill up their main mosque. They got men every other seat just to make it look like there's more people there. But yeah, they break the doors down. No, they're breaking the doors down, getting the hell out of there. right? Getting the hell out of there. The hemorrhaging follows. And that's going to be complete in a few more days. It will be complete in a few more days. So let me go over a couple of things here, brothers and sisters. I'm not going to go over everything because just a few things. He's talking about all the, so he want to talk about the mind now. Now, if you notice that graphic they had, that cloud was really a brain. You see, they're saying, well, they're attacking our minds. That's what he's right. Hey, that's my subject. In fact, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go ahead step by step critique. It's not even worth it. It's like, you know, getting lung cancer so you can see how lung cancer works. No, I don't know. I can't waste my time doing that. The point is, we're in trouble right now, brothers and sisters. They could just play my video. But with the strategy here is to say that the stuff I'm saying I really got from Elijah, I'm the one that's distorting it. See, because they go quoting stuff. But if you notice, Farracon's quote was out back in 2002. That's when the originator was God. The originator. It didn't happen until about, 5 years ago? All of a sudden, it's Master Farad Muhammad. But you go back to 2002, it was the originator. God said, you can't worship flesh and blood. See? You got to worship the originator. Now, the worship, you got to worship the memory of him. Ooh, and that was deep. They're trying to clean up their messes too. You can't clean up shit. You can't clean it up. That's what you're trying to do. And it's hard, you know, where's Ishmael? You haven't seen him in, since a month now? What's happened to him? And then you got this clown come here, and you try to say, well, you know, he's the biggest clown. And Jeffrey, he's probably the biggest idiot. Both of them, all are idiots. But they were Farracon not out of truth. It says in Thessalonians, they did not have no love for truth. They was with him because they lack him. Right? It's like, right? They feel him. Because they're on the same wavelength frequency he on. They're demons like him. Because they can't find scripture. He just tell you he's following scripture, but they don't follow it. They distort it and everything else. They can't follow because there's no scripture that supports. I've been offering $5,000 forever. Anyone can show me any scripture that supports that crap they saying about Farracon. They cannot. They cannot. They twist and turn. Says Aaron. Aaron was no good. Read it. You guys, people killed. Read it. But they count you not reading. They say, have faith. That's one of the topics today, right? Well, he's got faith. Wait a minute, hold it. See, that's what people tell you when they have no solutions. Oh, didn't have faith in God. Okay, then why what about Noah? Oh, it's going to be a flood. Just have faith in no. You better build a damn ark. What about Lot and Abraham? We're going to burn this place down. Just have faith. No. Get your ass out of here. It's got to be you get a warning when you take action. Otherwise, what's the point of giving you a warning? They come and tell you the house on fire because they expect you to get the hell out of the house. They don't tell you, oh, house on fire, just pray to Allah, faith in Allah. Because they have no solutions. They have no answers. That's why Farracon told Shep, he's supposed to be, he said the watchman. The watchman was told, you got to tell, look what it said to the watchman. It said, you're a watchman, and if you don't warn, their blood is on your hands. So God told him to be quiet. Show me a scripture that backs it up. Show me one scripture that a messenger or prophet was ever told to be quiet. That's like telling a light, do not shine. Telling the sun, do not shine. Your purpose is to talk. Your magnaphone. What's the point in sending you there? And then when the calamity, you said somebody's a watchman. Say, okay, you're the watchman. Watch out if any lines and stuff come, right? And then when lines start coming, you don't say anything? They tell us a time of trouble. Well, what they're paying you for some years, Farracon? You're supposed to be a light. But now you say it's time of trouble, darkness, and it's for time to turn the light on. And he said, no, God said don't turn it on. Okay? It's all bullshit. I don't expect those with him, the demons, and those with him to understand any of this. They can't. They're trying to teach a girl how to read. It's impossible. There was different wavelength frequency. It's burned them. Like the sun, it's two aspects of sun, light and heat. Right? And some people, they can't handle the heat. They might like somebody can't handle the heat. And the angel message is light and heat. See? I tell the people that work with angel, right? Your job is to shine the light. I deal with the heat. I deal with the heat. Okay? So I'm not going to critique everything. I'm not going to go one step by step like I thought to do. I will touch on a couple points. You know what I'm talking about? Well, this time before us, for God to appear. Isn't that exactly what I've been saying all week? I said, what's happening even now is going to cause Master Muhammad and the Messiah covenant to be exposed, revealed. Master Muhammad over there, Messiah covenant here. My exact words. Then men's hearts fell in fear. Things come upon the earth because powers haven't been shaken. They actually use that quote. See, that shows. I would tell people read between us. That shows they are paying attention to what I'm saying. They're reacting to it. In resistance form. That means that he has burned their ass. Right? They're trying to fan the flames away. Oh, it's going to get hotter. Problem with, like, you put up a shield to block the light. But the light brings heat with it. After a while, the shield gets hot. Really hot. After a while, you got to drop that shield. Get too damn hot to hold. It's getting hot for them. Because what I've been saying for 35 years, and I've been talking about this for 35 years. People that have been around 4 or 5 years know I've been saying exactly what's happening right now 4 or 5 years ago. Exactly what's happening right now. Exactly what's happening right now 4 or 5 years ago. The Farracon announced, Armageddon, start. I said, no, you're wrong. It's going to be Middle East. It's going to blow up. It's going to leave. It's going to be Shia against the Sunni. It's going to be Iran and Syria against America, Britain, as far as Israel, and the House of Saud. Even up to the last 2 days, trying back, the House of Saud, they might be with Iran. I said, no. And who are they with? Who are they with now? In fact, they was the ones encouraging Trump to go ahead and attack Iran. I've been absolutely right. I said, Iran's will come out like a whirlwind and tearing their ass up over there. But it'd be a war. So it'd be a war broke out. I mean, they'd be fighting back and forth. Iran will get hit. But it says, Iran prevailed over them. They said they weren't strong enough. That means the struggle went on. But at the end of the struggle, Iran prevailed. And when they prevailed, there will not be any American business in the Middle East anymore. They're almost all going now, ain't they? You see that coming, did you? Everybody was right coming, they're going to be thrown out the Middle East. I told you that's they'll be thrown. They're almost all going. And that's when Iran's demand. You want me to stop? Get them all out of here. Iran's making demands now. And they plead with Iran, let's make it do no, hell with you. They tell them to go F themselves. So how are they losing? And the so-called people with Farracon, the reason why they talk around in circles, they don't know how it's going to end. They're trying to, cover their ass. CIA, I already told you how it's going to end. I just know exactly when. I know soon. It's almost certainly before the end of next month, almost certainly. That's Master Muhammad's call. I don't have that call. So only he had that call, the father. But David Solomon, he's David. Solomon is the son of man. That's where the son of man came from. Solomon. They're words, but that's where it comes from. Then they just go out there, they try to connect Master Muhammad with this Missouri Compromise, what do they call it? They just Google it. They bastardized the dates. The date that happened was in March, not in February. They just lie. Anything, because they're desperate. They're desperate. They make all kinds of stupid connections. So there's 6 stars, but if you look at the map, they're saying it was 7 there. Can he count? Okay, so wait, look, is that 7? And their solution is just have faith in the law. You're right. Absolutely. Have faith in his solution. Get the hell out of here. That solution. They didn't know. We ain't going nowhere. Just have faith in the law. Have 90 days worth of food. Yeah, Elijah's mama said that, but when Elijah was around, that made sense. Because I lived in one of the Messrs. Complexes. Full of Muslims. That we have protection. You put 9 days worth of food right now, and everybody's starving. They'll be in your house in a second, and you'll be in the oven. You'll be the appetizer. I tell everybody to get at least about 1 month. I wouldn't need that much, but at least 1 month. Depends on where you are and what you have to move, where you have to get to, how many people you got in your family. That's safety. That doesn't mean you stay in your house without. No, I said put in your car. I tell you right there, anything in your house is gone. It says flee. Don't go in your house for anything. So what's the point of putting in your house? See, they don't see that part. They don't see anything. They're blind folks over there. I hate to even waste my time talking with them. I feel it's a waste of time, but that's part of the mission. So I got to go after the demons. In that case, I salute Farracon because he's helped me with that. He's a magnet. He's drawing demons to him. He's one. That saves me because I have to be the one that have to make that clear separation. There's much more to it than that, brother. But like I said, something I just can't tell you yet. I'm telling you now, I haven't told you before. Not that it's some out of the blue. No, it's just elaborating on things I've already said in the past. It's clear. It's not like watch the weather. Oh, now it's going to be a rainy day. Oh, wait, now. So watch the weather and then when it starts raining, it's a rainy day? No. That's not what's happening here. Okay. So they're in deep trouble, brothers and sisters. Deep trouble. And you're in trouble too. You're in trouble too. Because of lack of knowledge. Because of those people. Lack of knowledge. See? They're not using trouble because you refuse knowledge. Lack of it. It's hard to refuse knowledge Somebody telling you, you may not accept it or resist it, but you heard it. And you're hearing this, now you may refuse it, but you got to hear it to reject it. You got to hear it to reject it. See? The point is you ain't hearing it. That's why you have a lack of knowledge. They say you're resisting knowledge. It's a lack of knowledge. They have resisted knowledge. You have a lack of it because you're not hearing it, because they're out there blocking it, and now it's burning their ass up. Because like I said, they're holding that sun blocker to keep you from getting the light, but it's getting hot and it's hard to hold. So let me give you a short version. Like again, I'm still having a problem with my sound, so I'm not sure what's going on with that, brothers and sisters. Let me just check and see if it's. This is. So I got all my sisters. So it take a lot of time, so I have to be sure the versions until I find out what's going on, brothers and sisters. I know they're doing everything to suppress this information. So like so all of a sudden I got all the problems. I don't know if it worked or not, and sometimes it works, sometimes it don't, and whatever. I know they're my sisters. Okay, their time has run out. I said it's going to get more desperate, more violent days ahead. We're in the sixth seal right now. So let me give you a short version of what is happening right now. I've got this point. Now, there's a lot of things going on in the background. It's a lot more complex. I've talked about in the past about called dilemma. Christian, so-called Jews' dilemma. You notice another thing, he's still trying to back off that synagogue of Satan. Oh, well, it's trying to intimate that, oh, there's only some bad Jews, the synagogue of Satan ones. No, he says all of them. That's the problem. See, they're tripping all over Farracon's bullshit. They're stepping in, oh, man, I got shit on my foot. Oh, I thought it was honey, man. It sure stink. Yeah. Because all he been giving you is shit, and you stepping all in it now. Stepping in it, falling in it, face placing it. Because that's what's happening. Now, all this stuff's going on, and now that's why they got to go back and backtrack. Oh, man, well, your God's a man, but he's got the originator inside of him. So you're not worshiping the man, you really worship the originator. But you can't worship flesh, and all this stupid stuff make any goddamn sense. And the originator, I mean, they don't even understand what remember that for years it was just originator. So in other words, originator is not flesh then. You see what I'm saying? So then see how they can't make this, it's so confusing. Okay, you can't worship flesh. Right? But you got to worship originator. You can't worship master flesh. But the originator had to be a spook of spirit, then, right? If he's flesh, then you can't worship him either, because he said you can't worship anything that's flesh. See, they're stupid. They're tripping all over themselves. You know, they're going to torture this. Somebody can twist themselves around. They can put their head between legs and all kinds of weird stuff they can, right? But these guys, they just managed to stick their head up their ass. If Farracon not around, they stick their head up their own ass. That's what he said. He was his head straight up his ass today. Make no damn sense. They tripping all over themselves because now the truth is out. The darkness is desperate. How are we going to keep things dark? Light, man, the darkness cannot survive light. The darkness never overcome light, ever. Can't do it. The light has to disappear on its own. Just like us. Right? They overcame us because we agreed to submit. We agreed to. They didn't say they forced to submit. We agreed to. So we allowed the light, the darkness to come in. Allowed it. We knew Yaku was on the scene long before he came into existence. We allowed it to happen. See, light allows darkness to come in. But when light comes on, it destroys darkness. Darkness has no say in it. Just get the hell out the way. Fast. That speed 186,000 miles per second. We agreed to submit. I said we had to. I said submit, right? But we agreed to. Others, and you said we ain't gonna do it. Agreed to submit. Okay, yes, we do. We will. Now the time of submission is over. So if you understand, I try to put in simple terms of winter and spring. Yeah, I put in terms of pressure. Some people don't understand that. I would like to talk that better because I get more mathematics into that one, right? Because we understand pressure, right? The weakest, say for instance, you have pressure, I tell people to study pressure. A lot of people don't study pressure, they don't understand it. The temperature means that atoms move around faster. Temperature is how fast atoms are moving. That's what temperature is. That's what heat is. Heat's moving around fast. Cold means they move slow. How they make cold, they slow the atoms down. When they get down to no move at all, that's zero. Absolute cold. Because no atoms are moving. Okay? You get burned, that's because you touch something that's pushing the atoms of your finger, it moves real fast. And whoa. When it moves real fast, it becomes disorganized and deformed. That's why you get scars and stuff. Blisters. So that's what heat is. And move around fast and fast. So what happens is that when you put something, when you put pressure, you cause things to move around faster and faster and faster. Now the weakest things move around fastest. If you have steel balls, the porcelain balls move around faster because they don't weigh as much as steel. They don't have structure steel. They move around faster than steel will. Steel will move around slower because it's heavier. Everything else. If you have something plastic, it move around. So I'm saying the weaker the structure is, the faster it's going to move. It has less mass. See, now I get you mathematically. Mass times acceleration equals force. So forth. So I'm not going to go into that kind of stuff here. But you're going to learn that eventually because you want the equality of heavens and earth. But if you understand that, then you understand what's going on right now. If you understand a simple idea, that means who's the most active? Because pressure is collision, atoms colliding. That's pressure is the measure of how fast much collide. The more they collide, that's the greater pressure. The less the pressure. So who's moving the fastest? Who's colliding the most? Who's moving the fastest? What nation on the planet is moving the fastest, colliding the most? Europeans. And among Europeans, America. That means they're feeling the pressure more than anybody else. Who's moving the slowest? They're colliding the less. Us. Black folks ain't doing nothing. Yeah, you're right. It kind of bugs me too, right? But I understand the mathematics of it because we're not feeling it. But we just steal balls. So that pressures come down. They burning up over there. We just sliding along. Hey, bro, what's happening? Like nothing happening. And that's why, because the mind we have, I had the same mind you had. I'm getting the angel mind. I said, man, damn, how come black folks ain't acting up, moving? Because they gods. And this ain't bothering them. Like it's bothering those. What's bothering us is the mind we got. It's causing us to act against ourselves, but we're still not. We're the slowest nation on the planet. We're not reacting. Everybody's acting, getting up, and black folks like cool, calm, and collective. But it looks like we're just dumb and stupid. See? That's why it says the wise were made stupid, and the stupid made wise. Because the stupid are the wise, and the wise are stupid. But this world, to them, if you move fast, you fighting the most, you're tough, you're bad, you're the wisest. No. Because now we're thinking backwards. Right? How we know we're thinking backwards? Because our minds turn on ourselves. That means we're thinking backwards. If you're thinking forward, you don't beat on yourself. In Mark, we was beating ourselves. And we're thinking backwards. Because we have a mind of people that are backwards. But we're in a backward world, so that means in your backward world, backward is forward. Backward in a backward world, right? Everybody going backwards. Well, then that's forward to them. And if you're going what you think is forward, then you're going backwards to them. And they're on the way to hell, but they don't know it. And you're right with them, because that's forward. But now the world is changing, and now we're starting. Put it this way. You got right and left. So right is forward and left is backwards. And now the world went left. So far as this product, everybody's left is going forward, but they're going in the left direction, but that's forward for them. That's Adam. He's left. He's going. So we're right people. So we going along with them. We're going against ourselves. But now the world's changed. Now it's going to. Now we start moving right, but that's forward. A little at a time. You see, move forward. That's it. You got to understand these concepts. See? So we got. Like I said, if you're a cat, you go to Dog Island. If you want to survive, you're acting like dogs. So if you get a dog mind, you'll survive there. Right? But you're going to be hating cats. You hate yourself. You're working against yourself. Because cat island and dog island always fighting with each other. So now you fight your own people. Let me point out something else before I forget. This is another concept. I don't think people understand it. The Quran says, those who love this world's life, Allah will hasten it to them. What are you talking about? That means, remember, Adam, he will be successful because this is a winter period. He's a winter person, successful. So those that love winter will be successful. That's what it's saying there. They love this world's life. They love the winter. They'll be successful. He hates it to them because they'll be successful in it. And so who's successful in it? Look around. All those black-faced people that are successful in it, they tell you that's a sign they're demons. Wait, so you mean original people won't be successful? It didn't say that. They won't be successful in the American dream. Elijah Muhammad gave you a path to success on the way out of here. He was trying to get you to practice. Look, we can't go from the freezer into the frying pan directly. We have to throw out. Elijah Muhammad was supposed to start to throw out, period. You talking about reparations, leaving here. We can't just leave here cold. We can't sit around here. The devil's not going to be there to accept electricity for us, accept electronics for us, accept food for us. They ain't gonna be. They're doing that stuff. So you've been taught for 40 years not to think. If you think at all, think the way they want you to think. Even Farracon tell we need to think analytically. That's the way they think. We think it's God spatially. And some gods do think analytically. Let me move on. So he's not telling you, do for self. Start doing. Then you warm your mind up. Get your mind prepared to take control. Because we just leave here, boom. Or you get out there in the desert, that's what you think. What you going to do? Who's going to call Mass and Mass come up here and fix electricity for us, turn the lights on? No. You're just trying to get you prepared for that. And Farracon took it away from you. Wild said the same. Wild came and said, we don't need that stuff. White man got it. That's what he said. And Farracon was right there with him, agreeing with 1%. And he's haven't produced anything. He's talking to something. No, he's talking, we need to do for self now. After 40-some years, need to give money to the Nation of Islam. After 40-some years, you've been giving money to the Nation of Islam on a so-called economic program. You see any economics anywhere? You see Farracon's pockets getting bigger and bigger and bigger. He didn't do anything. He prepared you. He's talking about, get some. He prepared you to leave here, to take control, to have a nation. He don't even believe his name, because he says If you read his thing, when he's talking about, I could play it here. Look at my presentation a week or so ago, right? Where he's saying he love it here. He says he don't agree with things happening in our nation. He said America's his nation. If he was thinking about nation, he's preparing you to be a nation. Farracon doing nothing to prepare you to be a nation. It's absolutely nothing, because this is his nation. He's a devil, black skin. If all the white folks die dead tomorrow, what would you do? Right? Just have faith in Farracon? What would you do? We need school. Well, how come you ever took the money to invest in schools, Farracon? How you invested money to sit in trading schools, teach people electronics? How you took the money, they've been giving you money, how come you start preparing people? So you could tell, the Quran tell yourself, if they believe they would have been prepared. It's talking about there's a battle, time for battle. And they went to someone's house, I don't know, I'm paraphrasing, and they wasn't ready. They said, I'm paraphrasing because I'm not saying exactly right. They said, well, leave them alone, because if they believed in the war, they would have been prepared for it. He went, okay, now I got to get ready now. If he believes it's a nation, how can I prepare you for a nation? What is Farracon to prepare you for a nation? Nothing, zero. $5,000 show me otherwise. Prepare anything to be a nation. Nothing, zero. But he's not about that. He's like I said. So there, he's successful. All the demons are successful because they love this world's life, because they're part of this world's life. Singers, I'm not saying the singers, right? But the movie industry and all that kind of stuff. Well, another thing I talked about how they affect the music and the movies and everything else. They're using that, right? Get control of you, especially I was talking about, especially music, right? But the sound, controlling the sound, they already did experiments to find out what sound waves you react to. They try touching that too. I mean, he hang with those guys. So if he say, well, then you better, how come he haven't take his money and put up a studio, recording studio, called NOI Recording Studio? The good rappers coming on his label. Enough money in there to do something like that. He hasn't produced a goddamn thing. But a fat pay role for himself. Then he condemns you because you're not giving enough to him. I pray a lot and that worm eat your ass. Remember that one? Come to the Muslims. If you're not a liar, start doing something, put more money in my pay, put more steaks on my plate, give me a bigger house. I pray a lot, worm eat your ass. That's what he's saying. Anyway, where we are right now, brothers and sisters, is that the situation, now they outlined some situation, but they took information. I said the strategy is they're trying to do a rope-a-dope. They're trying to say, oh, well, they won't put my name on it. They don't want people to know about me that don't know. Yeah, well, yeah. He's using a lot of stuff I use, right? They're trying to, they're trying to subtle way, trying to say, oh, see all this information? Well, that stuff came actually from Elijah Muhammad. But I'll come and say I was stealing it, right? So people say, hey, he's saying this, oh, yeah, what? See? And so I'm the one that's stealing from Elijah Muhammad and distorting it. I don't know if you catch that. That's the bottom line. They're trying to be slick with it. But the problem, the people they trying to explain that crap to is as dumb as they are. I say, well, they would have missed that anyway. Pretty sure nobody picked up on that. That's the message trying to give. Yeah, that stuff he's saying is probably right, but then he's stealing from Elijah. That's Elijah's teachers. So I'm not sure anybody picked up on that, but that's maybe Dr. Wesley told me, hey man, let's do some rope-a-dope. They say, yeah, man, he's right. Just don't give him credit. But say, when they listen to it, when they come and say, man, he said today, I just said this stuff right here, man, he just stealing from him. Doesn't matter. Time has run out. Literally, time is right. It was going there. America's getting, and just look what's. Okay, let's go. Right, let's get back into. America's the one that's reacting mostly to the pressure. That means they're the first ones that can be crushed. Because remember, the ones that react the most, they move faster, collide more. Because the pressure, they experience the pressure greater than anybody else. That means as pressure increases, which it is, they'll be the first one to crush. America the first one to crush. What's after them? Step by step, right? We won't be crushed. We stop. Remember, we stop moving fast. We stop moving faster and faster and faster. And then at some point, because see, all the other nations, they have, think about it, see, America has unity. There are all these things that unity's coming apart because they move around so fast. Right? But you achieve Hajj, and then move around too fast, and then chaos, crush. Stop banging into stuff. But they have discipline. It takes discipline to maintain, get Hajj and maintain it. So they had discipline 5 years ago. They left the Catholic Church, their discipline, they stopped, right? And so the discipline is decreasing, so now the unity is falling apart. They need unity, discipline, maintain unity. The thing is, we're moving too slow. We don't have unity. We have to start moving fast because it takes high speed to achieve Hajj. A lot of nations have unity. We don't have it. Another thing, I don't want to get too much into mathematics here. See, because I'm trying to tell you, get to the mathematics of it. Okay, you start moving fast. Okay, say you got steel and porcelain mixed together, right? You turn the temperature on, they start moving fast. Eventually, the porcelain, and they move maybe at different speeds because they react differently. So a separation comes right there, automatically. See? Because eventually they move faster, right? So if they was going a straight line, after a while they'd be ahead and these would be behind, and so that would happen naturally. I don't know if I want to get. Well, I say a couple things here, brothers and sisters. See, Math from Muhammad is totally in sync with mathematics, mathematical genius. And Suleiman is in sync with mathematics too. And so when you study mathematics, you can see what they're doing. I don't want to go too deep into that one. Right? Okay. But the thing is, that this pressure, you got the quality of pressure too. Right? So the thing is that normally the separation between us and those automatic. If you ever go to that point, but you can increase it, right, by quality. The quality. I'm gonna leave it there. You're going to stage mathematics eventually, brothers and sisters. Mathematics, a lot of mathematics taking place. The problem is, we're not worried about the devils because they cannot survive. This is impossible. The concern is how many of you they're going to take down with them for lack of knowledge. And that's the big thing that's going to be a problem for a lot of people. Because if you heard this information and didn't react to it, you're going to be held accountable. Because their blood is going to be on your hands. That's why I'd rather people don't stay away from this message. Get on here and you don't get 100%. You commit suicide. See? Because I'm going to judge you on a high level. But your people are judge and love it. Don't you know that you will judge angels? They're talking about the Levites. Remember, they call it priest tribe. That's part of Hajj, is judgment. Think about it. You got to achieve Hajj, right? Do I have to explain everything? I guess I do. You want to achieve Hajj. The only way you achieve Hajj is you have to be on the same wavelength and same frequency with discipline. So you think that wavelength frequency is just going to happen by itself? No. You have to be on the wavelength frequency to realize someone else on a different wavelength frequency and get them out of the way. They're not going to get out of the way by themselves. It would happen eventually if we just let, but at that point, how many other people be lost in the process? So once you, because if you're not on the wavelength frequency of the angel, then what Hajj you going to have? It means you'll be Hajjing with people on lower wave frequency. That means you're going to be Hajjing with the devils and demons. That makes sense to you or not? That's why I give you the Injil, and you study it, you start acting on the same, on a certain wavelength of frequency, then you recognize people that's not on your wavelength frequency. It's a little subtle because you're going to have to recognize those that can be on your wavelength frequency and just haven't got there yet. You got to raise them up to that. You got to lead them into that, bring them up to that, and those that just can't. Because you're going to have to, part of the tribulation is judgment. Achieve Hajj by eliminating those that's not part of the body. And you'll be the one to do it. It's not going to happen by itself. You understand this when time comes, hopefully. Because right now, we taught Jesus. So just let, I thought, hey man, I ain't gonna worry about it. I'm going to put my faith in Jesus. Okay, go with that. So right now, you're not thinking like God's. Anything, you're not talking about personification. We better, God's, nothing that, that's all that things happen. Everything's under control. You do this to make this happen. This to make this happen. Every action, what you say, what you do, is to make a certain thing happen. That's the level, because that's the level we're moving on in the hereafter. And as you go further into the future, that's I could tell you things that's it's just too much for you right now. Everything, I guess it's okay to say, if you understand that everything you do causes a reaction. If you blink your eye, if you talk, you sing, if you go to the bathroom, you don't go. Those actions get more and more powerful, right? And you have more and more energy. Now, if it's only you, remember, I'm getting too deep in this balances, I think. You're going to be dealing with billions and billions of people in the future. They're all powerful too. So think of the pressure there is. That pressure could be intense. It's like you got an elevator, you can put 5 people in. You got 10 Hulks in there. What you think it's going to be like? 10 Hulks in there. You put 5, you got 10 Hulks in there. Damn. That's what it's going to be like here, because everybody's going to be super powerful. That's one of the reasons why we got to have all these plants out there. We can't have too many plants on the planet Earth, because the pressure would be too much, and even we couldn't handle it. That's why I got all these. So we move people on the planet, keep that pressure down. That's why I put all these plants out there. Pressure. You can have intense discipline and a lot of energy. That means your fist like a balloon, right? So you got a room here, and you got full balloons. All the balloons the same size. You know, nobody's put pressure. But say you increase the size of the balloons, all of a sudden you put pressure on each one. So much pressure put each balloon, and so you do the pressure again. Man, the pressure gets intense because the balloon ain't getting bigger, but the balloons are getting bigger. And they're pushing against each other. The pressure gets bigger and bigger and bigger. After a while, some people's going to get crushed. That's where it's going to be. And the more discipline you have, the more powerful you'll be. But you still deal with other people. And so if you walk on half-stepping and have no discipline, you're going to get crushed. If you take the pressure here now, if this pressure is nothing compared to what it's going to be on 10, 20, 100 years from now, remember, every past 50 years, you get more energy weight. That means that create more pressure on the planet, more pressure on everybody. Anyway, right now, as I was saying, you can tell who's under the most pressure, who'll be crushed first. If you just understood pressure, you understand what's going on right now. Because you think, oh, America got the greatest army. They fighting all this kind of stuff. That means they're the weakest. And they're under more pressure than anybody else. They're reacting more violently because they're colliding more with everybody. That means they're the weakest. And they're about to be crushed. All other nations, internally by us, by you going to tribulation internally, externally by all other nations. Because remember, now all of a sudden, all the nations against America, aren't they? And then who comes after them? Then who's the next strongest nation? Orientals. America, then Europe, and Orientals. Then India. Then you got Africa. I explain all this stuff in a different way, but the bottom is, you understand what happened right now. What you have right now, America's acting like it's happening because of the intense pressure. And amongst Europeans, what you think consider Europeans, you'll consider the Iranians part of Europe, according to Angel Key, but they're original. They're like Master Muhammad. They might white complexion. You got some black ones, you don't see them. They got them in Arabia. So the point is like I say, you got all porcelain balls climbing each other, but some porcelain balls got steel in the center. So you think they just push like you until you bang into them. You may crack on the outside. They're gonna bust you up from the inside. That's what they're doing right now. That's some mathematics for you. But right now, let me just stick with simple. Right now, what you see right now, I wish I could really explain it with pressure because it's so simple. America is being crushed right now. Every day being crushed more and more. So this thing, he's getting 48 hours. Every move they make is backfiring on them. Every move they make is backfiring on them. And they're more desperate. They're going to do this, they're going to do that. They ain't going to do a damn thing. Why you got the most military? Because you need to fight more than anybody else. They're banging up against Iran, which according to Angel Key is part of that whole sphere called Europeans, but they're the original side of it. And so they're strong and more powerful. And they're going to, America, in a few more days, America and Britain, they almost totally out of the Middle East already, which I already told you. The pressure's too great. Iran is a personification of the crushing pressure for them. Like I said, they're part of the European spectrum, but they're original. So that part of the world is under more pressure than anybody else. But they can withstand it. Iran, the Shia can withstand it better than the Europeans. See? They withstand it. So therefore, when you put them together under intense pressure, there'll be a war between them. Be a lot of collision stuff. In the end, all the porcelain balls are all broken to pieces. And the other porcelain balls got steel in the middle, they broke it up too. But it's still in the center, it's still solid. Broke them on the outside, inside it's still solid, no touch. Tell them right now, they tear up Iran, they tear up each other. But in the end, America will break first. They'll break first. Britain break first, and false Israel right behind them. And Iran's going to be all torn up on the outside, because they're porcelain outside. They got steel on the inside. So like, where am I going? Yeah, the steel is there, and all the porcelain is destroyed because Europeans are all porcelain. I don't know if that makes sense to you or not, brothers and sisters. Can I explain to you what's going on? That's why you see Iran getting tore up, they getting tore up. But Iran got steel in the center. It's porcelain on the outside. Europeans just porcelain all the way through. So they don't recognize. They see the other one. They say, oh, there's porcelain balls too. They don't realize they got steel inside of them. That's why it says war in heaven. They both be fighting. They're fighting. That's what happening right now. But they can't see. Farracon, that's why they're quiet. Because they don't know how it's going to turn out. I already told you how it's going to turn out. And once I give you the mathematics of it, you should be able to see it too. That's what's going to turn out. Iran's not come out unscathed. They get torn apart too. The porcelain part of them. What's the porcelain part? This American system that's fueled by fueled by world and everything else. All this is going to be going for them too. They made of steel. And when that 12th man shows up, he's made of steel too. Now we can build a world made of steel, not porcelain. The porcelain's gone, and the steel is standing. Okay? So, that's the concept going back and forth. They hit Iran here in the back, right? I'm punching you, you punching me. You got like the Hulk, right? And the thing punching each other. One straw another. Eventually, they both taking punches. Eventually, one can't take it anymore. They get knocked out. You understand that? That's what's going on right now. So people, they don't know what's going on. Oh, I already told you. Both taking hits. But the pressure is going to cause America to be destroyed. While Israel under siege, Iran's going to be hit hard. Remember, that's running shit anyway. Banks, the economy, and infrastructure. That stuff goes away anyway. Winter stuff. So all they're doing is cleaning them up. That's one way of looking at it. Clean them up. Get rid of all this winter stuff. So we come and make all things new. So we that what's been the brothers and sisters. I'm gonna go because I really like to talk to you in a mathematical. See how beautiful this is. Because what America and Britain is doing, both Israel is doing Iran a favor. Because our infrastructure and everything else, it's got to go. It's winter stuff. So it's, let me give this phrase. I'm going to close in a minute, bosses. If you remember, I told you, I says, we got a problem. See? Your father, Dr. Shabazz, extremely wise scientist. I don't know if he's a 25th scientist or not, but he's a really wise scientist. He once said we could take this path. And I told you, when organics matter dies, it's transformed into oil. That's where oil comes from. Don't take my word for it. Go check it out. Where it comes from. So after millions and millions of years, you got oceans of oil under. That's why so much oil come out of the Saudi Arabia. Oceans of oil down there. See? Oceans of it. And look what place you have it at. That means Arabia used to be a paradise. But that shows you right there, all that oil under there come from animal life, plant life. There wasn't a desert always. That's relatively new. For millions of years, it was a paradise, plenty of life there. And that it died, and now got oil under there. In fact, any place you find deserts, you probably got a lot of oil under there. Europeans, I shouldn't have said that because I probably told them something. They probably not go searching every desert. Anyway, and we see deserts, right? That's most likely. That's what oil is. A lot of it. Okay. So the thing is, you got drinking water comes from oil under the ground also. Don't come from the ocean. Don't come from these rivers. Some of these rivers you can drink the water. But most of it comes from underground rivers. Same word for it. Look it up. That's why you dig wells and stuff. Where the wells come from? That means it tapped into a river that's under the ground. Which you think you just dig a hole and some out water just pop out from nowhere? No, you dig a hole and you tap into a river of water that's there below. But now you got so much. We need that. And what's happening is that the two starting to get close enough to each other where they pollute each other. If that all hits that drinking water, we won't be able, the water be polluted. Then we got to do some other find a way to generate clean water to drink. But right now it's natural because make our own creator planet Earth, God and universe. We made it that way. So okay, now it's after all this time, 17, you got oil in here, and now it's about to contaminate the drinking water. So we got to find a way to get that oil out of there. So here come, okay, time unprecedented trouble. Create Yakub, let Yakub make his man, and we're gonna have their society, their reality, fueled by oil. So they're going to drain it up out of the ground. That's going to use the power, empower their power. That's going to power their system. So they drain all out of the ground. That's what we want out of the ground. Shall we do things? We all run out eventually. Some people say in 35 years, all the rape will be gone. Some say less than that. But they're getting out of here for us. See? That's why that's another reason we gave Adam rule, because we went away. So rule and make his rule. Remember, his power came as a result of enslaving us and finding out about oil. That's the river's power, us and oil. Our energy and oil out of the ground. And they're about to lose both. But at this point in time, almost all the oil is going out. Now we had those danger of contamination, and with little oil left, because we will not fuel our reality based on oil. We fuel the same energy source that is used to power the mother plane. But you don't know. You couldn't figure it out anyway. You understand the beauty of it, brothers and sisters? We planned this way. We have a lot of problems we have to solve. So how do we best solve this problem? Okay, make Adam. Solve our problem, energy deprivation. Okay, we got to go energy deprivation. We got to suffer anyway. We're going to suffer anyway. Energy deprivation. We say, okay, how do we turn it to our favor? Okay, suffer, make the suffering pressure. Because intense pressure transforms you to something better or crush you something worse. Let's make man our lacks our image. So we use that pressure to elevate ourselves to God's. See? Because how we have to put ourselves under pressure? Somebody just makes mission shed blood. That's totally against our nature. How would they do it? Right? They had the power to do it. So we get them power to, we get them a way to decrease that pressure. You see? Because now they got, now they got more powerful now. They got weapons and guns and bombs. You understand the math of it's beautiful. But we just let it happen. We run around crazy fools, and we had to make Adam. We still suffered, but to no benefit. We turn everything to our benefit mathematically. I can tell you more instances, but I can't tell you everything right now anyway, because I'm speaking to devils too. But I'm at them close here, brothers and sisters. Let me see if anything I want to hit on before I close. Oh, he tried to tell you this thing about it takes a long time to build a nation. See, so the excuse for why they don't have a nation built yet. They say anything. No, that's not happening. It says our nation will be born in a day. Whoever heard such a thing, our nation will be born in a day, which will be very soon. It'd be while this war is going on. Born in a day. Why I say that? Because it will. Because all they need, because what Master Prophet is going to do, okay, let me walk through step by step and close, brothers and sisters. Right now, people don't have their right mind. Okay, refer to that my yesterday presentation because I'm not going to go through all of that right now. You have a mind, you have a brain. Hold on, bro. So maybe I'll look at some of this because there's no way I can talk about this in a vacuum like this. Hold on. Let's see what I got here. See here. The mind and brain are two different things, brothers and sisters. Two different things, not the same. Right? They tell you the same. Mind is like software, it gets information to the brain. The brain calculates, unless your brain is deformed or diseased, it calculates correctly. Our brains are more powerful than the devil's brain, but still calculates. Their brains calculate logically, correctly. Right? So there's a gorilla's brain. So there's a lion's brain. They go out hunt and watch them. They calculate everything they need to do. They know how to sneak up on the animal and everything else. Your brain is designed to calculate. Your mind that makes the difference. Because it calculates, but it has to calculate information that the mind gives it. Mind gives information, like you got to calculate it. You say, well, how much is 5 times 6? Well, you got to put the information there. Then 5 times 6, and then they come back, calculates that 60. But you have to give the information. And it gives you the answer. So your mind provides information, your actions is the information. Is the answer. They interpret actions, right? So the actions will be determined the mind you have. Right? So the thing is, if you're a cat and you got a dog's mind, the actions would be that of a dog. What I said, right? If you're a dog, if you're a cat and you got a dog's mind, you're a cat and you got a dog's mind, you're going to act like dogs. You're going to hate cats. Like we do. We hate ourselves and we love devils. Right? Because we have the devil's mind. It's not our mind. Somebody can modify your mind. Your parents are your first mind formers. But where they get their mind from? So the devils, they gave our parents, great-great-parents, their mind, and now they use that mind they gave them. But they know once they do that, they don't have to worry about anything because they're going to give their children the mind they got. Both are going to do. So now we get the mind that was given to us originally by the devils. So that's why we hate each other and we love devils. Because we have the devil's mind. So the thing is, when we was there, we had that mind, the Quran, Islam, right? Then we was warriors. Because that information was going to our brain. It was calculating, and that's the result. We're the Moors. He's saying, anyway, by mind, we was warriors. That's why I'm using that figure. So what happened? They took us and gave us that mind. And so what's the result of that? That's the mind we got now. Love Jesus, we worship America. Love white folks, they ain't devils anymore. That's not an analogy, bro. That's just the way it is. With salute, you got to get your mind back. That's why I said Mark and in Daniel, both we had to be given our minds back. We got the mind of our enemy, which means we make ourselves our enemy. He was sad today, on day, we beating ourselves up. Where did you get that from? We never said before. We're our own enemy, because we got the mind of our enemy. Now, how do you solve that? Okay, what's this mind have? This mind, remember, this reality. See, he stole a lot of this stuff. This reality is a reflection of our mind. This reality comes from the mind of the devils. This reality comes from the mind of the devils. What fuels this reality? Come in their mind, but they need the fuel for it, which is oil. Oil fuels this reality. It's designed, right, from their mind. The source, the fuel, is oil. Got it? If you cut the oil off, this dries up. The reality dries up because it's no fuel. If the car has no oil, it stops. So this whole thing stops. They still have their mind, but they have nothing. Right? They still got the car, but it won't run because they have no oil. They still got their mind. Right? But so then what happens to you? Right? Okay. The mind you have, it doesn't work anymore. Nothing happens. You're thinking it. Jesus ain't helping you. There's no fruit, anything. The mind shuts down. It's not working for you. It's not putting food on your table. You're starving. It shuts down. Who's controlling that source? Master Muhammad will be controlling that source. One heaven. That's why we set it up that way. That's why their source would not only be oil, but it'd be in a place that's we have exclusive control over. But this war will determine what reality will prevail. It says Master Muhammad would be with them. He's their 12th imam. So if this reality collapses, it's not true anymore. The car stops. So you're still in the car, and we in the car. This car ain't moving. So you get the hell out of it. This car ain't moving anymore. Get the hell out of it. You drop that mind. It doesn't work anymore, and you need to get somewhere. You start walking, but you don't know where to walk to. You understand? That's when Suleiman comes on the scene and says, here it is. The new reality, fueled by Master Farracon Muhammad, man from heaven. That's how you get your new mind. Comes with discipline, instant unity, next born today. But you're not under control them anymore. See, because their mind, the mind they was controlled, they'd have fuel. They gave you their mind, but they had to fuel it, and they couldn't fuel it anymore. They couldn't fuel the mind you had. So what you was clinging to, you can't cling to it anymore because it's gone. The mind you had, no value anymore. They can't fuel it anymore because remember they fueling this reality, this mind. It's a reflection of reality. This reality reflects their mind. It's not fueled anymore. So yours won't fuel anymore. The car won't run anymore. Your mind it's not fueled anymore. They can't fuel the mind they gave you anymore. So it comes to screeching halt. And now you're in darkness. What do I do? There's no reality. The reality is gone. Right? This reality, economy, everything is gone. And it comes to here's the exit. The reality. Walk through that door there. Walk through the door. The reality. Tribulation. Now walking towards that door. You got to exit. Now, I don't know if that analogy makes sense or not. That's what's happening right now, brothers and sisters. Well, right now, you're experiencing within a few days, because mass public ready to shut down this reality. Because it's fueled by oil. That's what a battle is. They're my battle in the skies. They said, well, it was really about, I've been saying for years, I said the battle of war is a battle of minds. It's not a battle of weapons, not physical weapons, because the physical weapons are controlled by the mind. You can look at, oh man, they got guns and bombs. Like tell somebody, man, he's in jail. Well, wait a minute. Who's keeping him in jail? Is the bars keeping him in jail? Or somebody got the key to the bars? We're controlling the weapons. It's not the weapons. It's not the weapons. It's what's controlling the weapons. Create the weapons. You understand? That's what's happening right now. And it's happening at super speeds on steroids in a few more days. And when that happens, right? Remember, the mind of the demons also collapse too. They're going to try to revive it. They're going to try to revive this reality. That's what it was about. And we saying this reality is dead, and then we look for the exit. It's like the dead's on fire. And some people going to say they're trying to put the fire out. Some people getting the hell out of there. Then we're going to try to put the fire out. We're getting the hell out. Fire cannot be put out. That's extinction. There's going to be a battle between us and them, because they're going to try to get us to help stay here and put the fire out. We say, hell with you, we out of here. There's going to be a battle between us and them. That's what's happening right now, brothers and sisters. As clear as I can make it. What's happening in the Middle East is a battle for this reality. Reality is about oil. That's why the world's on the edge. You right in the focus center point right here, where the country is mostly fueled by it, because oil, material, everything is based on oil. And they react, you see, they reacting. That means they're affected more by all of it. They're the ones over there fighting, they're the ones right in the middle of the fight for it. Why are they right in the middle of the fight for it if they wasn't most affected by it? Who's most affected by it? The ones over there fighting for it. So if they lose, that means they get destroyed first, don't they? American Britain's kicked out. Los Angeles surrounded. Right? I can get to, well, that's, because we don't have a vision now, because we got a mind that's, a mind, our vision is American dream, which is not a vision, it's a dream. That's going to crash, the street comes screeching halt when all economy collapses. And then you get true vision, true reality, because lawsuits are going, because that was one of the things deflecting you from getting that was one of the things, it was like a seal to make sure you keep, the devils have fueled your mind, but there's the lawsuit like a seal to make sure you keep that mind. Plus Farracon will stand on it, added weight to make sure you get a mind. Farracon wasn't giving you a new mind. He's telling you, we're going to stick with the old mind. He wants to stay here. We're not going anywhere. Devils ain't devils anymore. Listen to what he's saying. He's part of this system. Remember, the demons will be successful in this system because on the same way, they win the people on the same wavelength and frequency of the winner. So that's why he's successful too. But they're all successful off of us. They're all vultures. He's been living off of us. He got plenty of money in the bank, mansions, long cars, expensive clothes. What you got? And the preachers, the same thing. You got the preacher living in big buildings, mansions, and everything else. Because the devils told them, they're the devil's children. The devil said, well, you ain't going to live off us, you can live off them niggas, like we have. And that's what the preachers, all of them, they preaching living off of you. But now comes this screeching halt. Once you get your mind back, they can't live off you anymore. Because now you have control of your energy. But right now, with the mind you have, you allowing them to have control of your energy. You have the energy, you let them control it. They tell you when to work, when to dress, when to act. We're going to break that, let's get the hell out of here. We'll tell you outside the influence. And then the reality we bring in will be based on our nature, not theirs. Hope you understand any of this, brothers and sisters. That's what's happening here. So, and that's it. I don't want to say sign, but the point is that what you're seeing right now is coming to a head. Right now, it's going to end up, read chapter 18, it's total economic collapse. It's going to total economic collapse in Europe. First, it's going to extend to America. That's going to trigger Armageddon. They start fighting with each other. Remember, they collapse after a while, they even start fighting with each other. That's Armageddon. It's European war. Anyway, what Master Muhammad is doing, you're going to shut down this reality with total darkness all over the world. All we're going to be able to see is you. Master Muhammad is going to shut this system down, turn total darkness, and then that's when, as the darker it gets, right, the brighter a light shines. Right? It's like, you can't see this. Make sure I get this analogy right. No, I'm going to leave that one alone because I can confuse you. The thing is that we told darkness in a minute. And that's when it's two-step, we're working as a team. God and the Lamb. One's called King of Kings and Lord of Lords, and the other one's called Lord of Lords and King of Kings. That's not a mistake. You want to shut this reality down? And Suleiman is going to be the bright light of a new reality that's coming in. Right? That's hope, vision. Remember, he brings the light of a new reality that's coming in. That's hope and vision. The old vision that was taken out the way, so there's nothing to block it. Because now, Israel can't protect it because they just went on siege. They're being destroyed. So he's giving you hope, vision, understand? Light, that bright light. Two steps. You start moving, tribulation, moving towards the new world. Out of this one. Out of winter to the summer and the spring. And once we get out of here, America has no control whatsoever anymore. They really can control it. Remember, and Mark, they had control of you anymore. They on their mind, your mind. The Legion had your mind, unclean spirit. Louis Eugene Ground, NOI backwards. You can't make it up, bro. Since he want to argue about the G, go ahead. Argue all you want. So one step, they crush. And then you're out of here. And then what? Now you go to contact, going home. But now another enemy, the one that has to control your land. Remember, you had to defeat the one that control your mind, your energy. Now you got your mind back. You got to control your energy because you reach hard. You got discipline, right? Because you got to get disciplined in the spirit of angel. The demons will have discipline, but it won't be the spirit of angels. It'll be the spirit of Jesus. Jesus. Now you got to deal with another enemy. Now you got to take your land back. Arabia, that's in the war. Once you get Arabia back, now all the oil, everything being put in your hands. And you got Arabia. That's where that's where the main source is, right? Iran's going to take control of it. But their home is in Iran. Once you, they may have control of the Middle East, but the Arabs still gonna be living there. They don't have control of it, but they still living there. And you got to take it back and move, throw their ass out of there. And Arabia will not be destroyed. The battle takes place in sand. That says when you return home, it says you return home to houses and mansions. My father's house and many mansions. I used to think about that. I said, God, didn't I realize what you're talking about? With my father's house, in Arabia, many mansions. Why we say my father's many mansions? Because their mansions are yours. You go home, man, and you're going. The people that took control of our land, they're thrown out of there. There's millions of mansions there, houses and everything else. When we get there, that's a big battle going to take place right in the desert. Defeat them. Because they can't withstand the pressure. We're going to pour in their ass. I mean, we're just still. And once we defeat them, right, we bring our sisters. And my personally, that's my command. Sisters, Arabians will be given to me. Better read about my servant. That's why I'm going to control everything. The Arabians given to me. His seat is in Jerusalem. That seat of David. He will rule from Jerusalem. It says, Son of Man will rule from Mecca. That's why you see angel key. See those angel key there? But Jerusalem is a centerpiece, center. And so I say, all you sisters, Levi sisters, Shabbat sisters, I don't care. They're the same to me. As far as I'm concerned, there's no distinction, but there will be a distinction. But no, I don't know about that'd be another story altogether. Like I told my wife, where I'm staying now, the big thing came up. I said, we got to leave the other place to stay. I told her, go find something you like. Whatever you like, and we'll get it. She found this place we got right here. She likes it. I said, okay, we got it. Right. Sisters, go find. Figure out whatever you like. Maybe mansion, y'all go find it. Once you get it, then you call the brothers. That's your mansion. We secure it. We make sure nothing happens to you. That's yours. These sisters deserve it. They deserve much more than that. And we're going to give them everything. It's our job to give them everything they want. Well, they got it. So discipline. We get anything your heart's desire, you're going to get. As long as I'm around, this is y'all fine. No cat. Then you call it brothers along. That's where it's going to be. We talking about this year. No less. By this time next year, America will definitely be gone. So I put, like I said, we're talking about the next 12 months. Put that away. But I'm not going to call Master Muhammad's timetable. That's what we're talking about. That's what happened to brothers and sisters. Now, once we got control of Arabia, then you understand why it says these 10 kings make war with the Lamb will overcome them. Who's these 10 kings? 10 kings is India and China. Why would they make war with the Lamb? Because we got control of the Middle East now and the oil, and they still on that trip. They're still on this reality trip, and they still need oil to refuel. You now see how that comes together? They don't come and try to take Arabia from us because they need that oil. They totally depend upon it to keep theirs going. We're going to kick their ass, kick them out of there. We're not going to destroy them. We're going to kick their ass out of there. We're not going to be able to take it. It's not us going, it's Mr. Obama. He's going to be the one to destroy them. I'm going to leave it there, brothers and sisters. I think I said a lot. We're not talking about years from now. We're talking about days. So I've been told that there's certain people, your leaders, if you're a Levite, are going to step up and start broadcasting And the purpose of broadcasting is to try to ease the shock of the hour. Because right now, you may not be moving, grooving, like I said, but still, it's going to be a shock now because you're not expecting it. So their purpose is try to deflect some of that, so you have some idea, so you don't go into shock, because a lot of people go into shock and it kills them. It says, men's hearts fail for fear of those things coming upon the earth. They mentioned that today too. The powers have been shaken. That's right there. And what you see going there right now is coming here in spades on steroids. When men's hearts fail for fear of those things coming here, but the powers of heaven, that's the world over here, is shaking. It's shaking what? Because Matt Muhammad's going to shake it. He may be manifesting. He may manifest same time as soon as they told the NOI. Will be manifest over there, be manifest here. And when they see their 12th ma'am, he's manifest. Oh man, what you ooh. Well, sis, what you about to see is amazing. It would be nice if you elevate to this angel mind at this time, because you really see the beauty of it. It's like, you're blind, but you got a beautiful wife. Beautiful thing you ever seen, but you can't see her. You can appreciate her beauty. And you can't appreciate the beauty of these times because you still don't have angel mind yet. The master is beautiful. They said, how do we turn things out of favor? With the heart, how we going to come out on top? How we turn everything to our favor? How we got them to get it all out the ground? Turn us into gods? Turn them into our eternal servants? By serving them, let them live up our energy? Many more things I can tell you about, brothers and sisters, but I'm going to leave it there. Leave it there. Yep. Clown circus. Sound they much they've dancing a few more days. TikTok, I'm talking days. We ain't talking about years no more. We talking about months. We talking about days and weeks. Let it go there, bro. Since Assalamu alaikum. There's a couple of things to play out, but I'm closing out for the day. Hopefully, if I get my technical stuff together like I want to, maybe tomorrow I'll be able to have a full presentation of some subject I want to talk about. But right now, it took me 2 hours just to try to get my sound halfway working. They're my sisters, brothers and sisters, all of them. You'd be surprised. And from winter into spring, make all things new. Spring makes all things new, doesn't it? Destroys everything about the winter, all traces of it. It is. This is what's taking place now. Boom. That's Ra Muhammad against this clown. We're having a fire. It's snow. It's no standing chance. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters.